Welcome to 340 Caribbean Culture. Thank you guys for coming back for another video. Today I'm going to be making some Escovitch fish, highly requested from my wife. Basically, I have some snapper. I already went ahead and I trimmed off the tails and the fins and everything else. And all I'm going to do is just wash them up, okay? I'm going to drop them in the sink with some cool water and go ahead and wash them. I have some vinegar. What I'm gonna do, turn on the cool water. I'm gonna put some vinegar in it. I'm gonna give it a good wash, inside and out. The vinegar helps cut off the rawness and get rid of that real fishy taste. I also have an orange right here. They actually sour as can be, so they're basically classed as a sour orange. So what I'm gonna do, a lot of Caribbean islands, they use the sour oranges to wash the meats and stuff. This is as sour as can be, so it's basically like you washing it with a lemon. One thing you don't want to do is get your seeds in there. Depends on what kind of meat you're cooking, because the seeds would make it extra bitter. Okay, but I'm gonna rinse this out real good. I'm gonna make sure everything is up out of there. Grab the seeds. This is on the side. Turn on the cool water. And that helps you get rid of that raw, fishy taste. And not only that, citrus adds more flavor. All right. Take these and put them here on the counter. All right, I got my snappers washed and cleaned. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead in with some seasoned salt. Seasoned salt of your choice. I'm gonna combine the rest of it, but I tend to go on with my seasoned salt by itself so I can actually judge to see and make sure that I'm not adding too much, okay? What I did, I already went ahead and I scraped the skin to make sure that there was no scales. Okay, and I think that's as much as I'm gonna go in with, because I'm gonna use a little bit of Maggi, and Maggi also contains sodium. Grab my utility knife. I'm just gonna score it, okay? That's gonna help the seasoning to work its way through the meat. Surprisingly, because these are brand new knives, I really don't use them. Wife and everybody else use them. So I'm surprised it feeling kind of dull. This is a smaller fish, so you just really have to go in with one slit. I normally would never put a knife in the sink, but I'm the only one gonna be messing with this thing right now. So I'm gonna drain out a little bit of this water. That's one of my biggest pet peeves. People putting knives in a sink. But I'm gonna take care of it anyway. I have my ramekin. I have my ramekin right here. I'm gonna go in with some all-purpose seasoning. That's roughly a teaspoon. I'm gonna go in like a half a teaspoon of smoked paprika. That's a quarter teaspoon. I got my granulated garlic. Going with at least a half of a teaspoon. Going with my onion powder. Going with a full teaspoon. Going with a half a teaspoon of black pepper. And I'm going with a little more than a half of a teaspoon of Maggi. It's a half, but it's a kind of heaping. So that's why I said a little more. No more than that. And what I'm gonna do is mix it all up. Combine it nicely. And then each individual fish, I'm gonna go ahead and put some on. Make sure you get all into the crevices, into the belly. Now be very mindful if you're using stuff like Maggi, because it contains a little bit of sodium, at least this one. This is the all-purpose seasoning. The chicken and all of them, they contain a lot of sodium. Okay. You want to season your fish up good. Don't forget the inside. It's a big fish, so I'm making sure I get good coverage. Don't forget the inside. I always get in the habit of, even though you bought the fish and it's supposed to be clean, I always get in the habit of passing a knife over it just to verify that all the scales are actually off. All right. I'm gonna stick these in the refrigerator for a little bit and let them get a chance to marinate. All right, it's been a little while and it's time to go in with some cooking oil. And let's start getting these fish fried. You go in with any kind of high temp oil. You can go with avocado oil, you can go with vegetable oil, corn oil. It's up to you, your choice. As long as it's a good frying oil. I put this oil in and I'm gonna let it come up to temperature and then we're gonna get cooking. Now, one thing you don't wanna, I have a non-stick pan, but you don't wanna go in, start dumping your fish in cold oil, okay? So let's get this up to temperature and I'll be back. All right, y'all, I can hear the oil getting hot. Yeah, that bad boy is hot. Alexa, end timer. Time to go in with some fish. Be very careful when you're putting this fish in here. You always want to lay it away from you. Now, a lot of people put garlic and all that stuff in here. With the amount of seasoning that I have on this bad boy, I honestly don't need that because this stuff is going to flavor the oil regardless. You don't want it on too much of a high heat, but you want to hear that initial sizzle when you put it in, okay? And I'll be back in a few. I'm gonna turn it down in a minute or two. Yeah, it's starting to get comfortable, so I'm gonna just go ahead and cover it. These little screens do such a wonderful job. This is a fairly new one. What it does is it keeps down all that splatter. Whichever way you want to flip it, it's up to you. And what it does is keep that all that splash and all that stuff. And let that one go for a little longer. Of course, because it's a lot thicker. Fish doesn't take long to cook. You want to make sure you don't have it on a high fire. Make sure it doesn't get too hot because the oil is going to burn and it's going to burn your food. A lot of people fry their fish extra dry and extra crispy when they're doing Escovitch, but that's a personal preference. It's not popping, so I'm gonna take that off, take a chance and take it off for a second. Like I said, you don't want too much of a high intense heat. And to be honest, if you want, you could actually go in with a little bit less oil. But I like my oil to go through the inside of the fish, all through by the where the gills was and all that stuff. I want to make sure everything is cooked. Some Caribbean people, namely my mom, she loves to chew up the fish head. And I could guarantee you, in every family, there's somebody that will fight you for a fish head. I remember going into a Jamaican Caribbean grocery, and I took my buddy with me, a guy named Kevin, And the first time he went in there, he saw the fish with a head. You know, he basically almost panicked. All right, when I'm about to flip it over, I'll come back. She's going low and slow, but I want to make sure that my fish isn't gonna burn. So flipping a couple of times is not gonna kill me. I don't want it dried out, but I don't want it too moist. The Escovitch sauce is going to rehydrate it. So like I said, some people like theirs on extremely dry. I don't. To each his own. Depends on how you want to fry your fish. It's all up to you. The fish is cooked. I'm just trying to make sure that is the way I want it. And that's a beautiful fish. I'm gonna give that another minute or so on that side before I take it out. That is my fish, so I'm cooking it the way I want it. Fish doesn't require a whole lot of cooking. I don't want my fish extra dry. I really don't. People love dry fish. My mom liked her fish to where she can actually crunch the bones. Nah. That is a little past dry for me. And I always remember, when you're putting your fish in, or anything that you're frying, you want to put it in away from you. I'm going to go ahead and put this screen on. It's gonna let it breathe. It's not gonna steam. All right, this is a live fish. It's time to take it out. Take it out. I'm gonna let these sit for a little bit. Let this oil cool down, and then I'm gonna discard some of the oil, not all, just some, because we're gonna need some to add flavor. All right, we're back. We are to the second part of this video. We're about to make the Escovitch sauce. Okay, I discarded the majority of oil and just left a little bit in the pan. It's always best to use some of the oil that was in the that you fried the fish with, because you get some of that flavor. Okay, but I already washed and scraped the carrot, so I'm just chop out the tip, bring my bag a little closer, and you can julienne these. I just cut in a little flat surface so that it can sit. Where did that flat? Okay. Julienne is basically just a thin cut, and really that's all it means. So I'm gonna thinly cut these carrots. I didn't feel like pulling them big cutting boards and stuff, so I'm gonna work with what I have. The thinner you cut them, it cuts down on your cook time. Now, with Escovitch, it normally has a little crunch to it. Normally, I would cook my stuff down because I honestly don't like too much of a heavy crunch. I'm not making a ton load of sauce, but my wife do like carrots, so they don't gotta be perfect, but as long as you julienne them, they'll be fine. And that's about it. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna turn this on to a medium heat, and I'm gonna drop these carrots in it and let them get a head start cooking. They all don't have to be perfect, but it'll be best if you can. I have a shallot. Now, ordinary, they just go in with onions, but we ain't doing that. We doing it our way. Okay? There's nothing wrong with modifying a recipe. Okay? It doesn't usually have shallots in it, but I'm gonna put some in there because I like shallots. Shallots give you a good flavor. And shallot, if I remember correctly, shallot is basically a cross between a garlic and an onion. While that is going, what I'm gonna do is go ahead and cut up the onions. It does flavor on top of flavor, that's all it is. But it's traditionally onions, peppers, carrots, pimento seeds, you know. And for some reason, everybody think that, okay, you have to be a circle. Everything has to be cut down in a circle. You cut them the way you want to cut them. You're the one that's eating it. Everybody talk about now don't get me wrong now. I have a lot of Jamaican friends, but everybody claims, jerk, and they claim Escovitch as Jamaican. But if you look up the origin, I'm not gonna tell you, but you go look up the origin for yourself. And it didn't actually originate in Jamaica. To each his own. I got to tell people, argue with yourself. Give that a head start. Like, is it just me? And then I'm gonna go ahead with my bell pepper. Like I said, I'm not making a whole lot, but sometimes it's good to break traditions. And yes, I cut him in half. Sue me. Going in with the peppers. And I have some scallions. Traditionally, scallions not used, but I love flavor. Now what I'm gonna do at the end, I'm gonna take these bad boy and I'm gonna put them in my garden. Why? Because I don't like waste. They like theirs a lot crunchy. I really don't. Traditionally, you get that serious crunch. I cannot. No, I don't. I'm not eating a salad. All right, this is where I go in with some vinegar, some white distilled vinegar. And I ran low on white distilled vinegar, but I do have some more in the garage. But again, this is what I'm going to do. I'm not making a whole lot of it, so I'm not going to rush to go get any more. I have some apple cider vinegar, and this bad boy also adds flavor. And this is something I always do. It was not just because I'm running low. Just my style. I try to make everything that I do, unless it's an authentic recipe that I want to keep it authentic, then I would. I'm gonna let that cook a little bit. And what I'm gonna do, another thing that ordinarily doesn't go in, capers. Capers add a good balance, a little saltiness to it. Let that cook down for a second. I'm also going in with a few pimento berries, better known as allspice. Flavor upon flavor. The seasoning that I used to season the fish, that's going in. This is basically a pickle, okay? That's all it is. It's just a pickle. Because of the tartness, I'm gonna go in with a little bit of sugar. Yes, I made a mess. And I'm not gonna end here. I'm gonna go ahead and put in a little bit of roasted garlic. All right, this is another thing that they do. Oh, you can only use Scotch bonnet pepper. You can use jalapeno peppers. You can use whatever you want to put in it. Your choice, your recipe, your food. I have jalapenos. I have habaneros, but I choose to go in with a little bit of Scotch bonnet pepper sauce. My wife not gonna eat any, so she claimed that she gangster. I know better. A little bit of seasoned salt. And I think a tad bit more sugar. To each his own. I don't want to have a tummy ache. And by the way, if anybody got questions, I'm the only one that uses the brown sugar. So like I said, normally when they do it, it's crunchy. But I don't want it that way. Tailor it the way you want it. That was garlic powder. And that's onion powder. Sorry, vice versa. All right. Are we basically done? She wants dumplings with it. I already made some dumplings one day when we was making the soup. So, but I'm gonna make some more dumplings one day on the channel. Not trying to make the video too long. That's about it. Tangy, spicy, and flavorful. And call it a day. I'm gonna remove it off of the eye so it doesn't cook down anymore. I'm gonna place the cover on it and I'm gonna eat a piece of fish. I'll make her dumplings. I have my fish on the plate. Trying to avoid the bottom of the pot. I don't want my stuff scraped. And this, what you can do is take this, whatever is left over, I just put it in a mason jar. So whenever I want some, I just basically heat it up. And there goes my dish, Hey man, we come to another end of a video. Normally, somebody else in the house will do the taste testing. But Michael is allergic to fish. So wifey ain't here. That's good. That's good. All right, guys. Thank you for sticking and staying with us. Coming back for another video. I really appreciate you guys helping us grow the channel. There's been a pick up in the subscribers, and I thank you guys. Well, anyway, see you guys for our next video. Our next video will be out. What's today's? Today's Monday. Next video will be out on Wednesday. So I try to post videos every Wednesday and every Sunday. Thank you for sticking and staying. Like, subscribe, share the comments, share the video, share the channel. Turn your notification bells on so that you know when the next video drop. And I appreciate you guys, like I say, for sticking and staying, coming back. And till next time, love ya. She been stripped like a car.